or walking with somebody else who's dressed like that?
Alone as well.
Oh, you mean with Jilly?
No, alone as well.
Alone as well?
Yeah.
Okay, Jilly looks like a gangster anyway.
The thing
so you
is,
can protect
you're
her.
lucky in the sense that Manchester's quite multicultural anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not like you wearing traditional clothing. It's not as bizarre as if you do that in the south.
As Bilal going to which city are you in?
Surrey.
South now? Surrey, yeah. So it's like a white area. So would you dress like that and go to work?
There's a dress code for work.
Oh, there's a dress code for work. Okay, let's just say
it's not jubba.
Would you walk like that in the street there?
To be honest, I'll feel more comfortable walking like that in Manchester than walking like that in that area.
Yeah.
Purely because also you shouldn't, I think, cause fitna, right? For the sake of I'm gonna be wearing this and just walk around and cause everyone to have discussion. That really shouldn't be the motive.
No,
so,
but why not?
That's
Let them
an
have
issue.
a discussion.
That is an issue in the UK. Okay, we were doing a podcast. Okay, I remember watching a video of a Muslim revert. Okay, and she was saying that I was first in a white area because I reverted, so I was in that area. Then after that, I moved to a multicultural area. So let's say, for example, Longside. Just an example. Okay, the video, she was saying in the video that I didn't like the environment of people, gangs and druggies on the street. So she goes, I moved back to the area that I was in before. And she said, when I moved back, for me, moving back was even worse than moving to Longside. She goes, I was getting mentally disturbed. Mentally, people would torture me. Meaning, she was saying in the video, she goes, one day I woke up in the morning and I saw a pig's head. In the garden.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff that happens.
Sorry, I know you were becoming famous, but I just want to switch for a little while too, because he wants me to carry with these.
No, I don't mind.
So Bilal, so my question on you would be more uncomfortable walking around in Surrey dressed like that. Yeah. Okay. Why don't we dress like that and let people, look and say hello? Why not smile back at them, say good morning and all this kind of thing, just to show them that, we're not terrorists and terrorists don't dress like this. Plus it's hard to run in a jubba. So the thing is, nothing in my pocket sort of thing. So why don't we do that?
The thing is, why do you think you need to wear a jubba for you to be approachable and understood as a Muslim? Like when I go to like a grocery store, right? Like the way I look, you can tell I'm Muslim without like having the same just facial hair, for example. If I was Sikh or if I was from another religion, having the same facial hair, you can just tell that. I at least find it easy to tell that person is Muslim or Sikh or Hindu.
But why not make it obvious so that people
question you?
Okay, I'll tell you what we did.
Why would you want?
The question is, do you have to wear a jubba or a shalwar kameez to be looked at as a Muslim?
This is the point I'm making.
Yeah. It's not to be looked at, but to attract attention so that you can then do dawah. That's the reason.
But if you wore a jubba, why would you think people will come up to you and speak to you?
Okay, so for example, there's a Buddhist guy who comes from the Buddhist temple in Chorlton, walks along Wilbraham Road in his orange clothes.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah, you've seen him. So I really want. I have this feeling like I'm not joking. Next time I'm gonna, if you listen to the podcast, I'm gonna say hello to you.
He's got his house. I know where his house is.
You know where his house is.
Yeah.
One more thing on that. It also depends on the area you are in. I'll be very honest. In the north, people are a lot more approaching and more happy to be approached than in the south. In the south, the pace of life is very fast, and as a consequence of that, people tend really not to speak to each other if they don't know each other.
Yeah, no, it's a general thing. Yeah,
what's that got to do with clothing?
No. I think the point he was trying to make is if we dress like this, then people would approach you. But the point I'm making is it depends on the area you're in. Like when I'm in Manchester, a lot more people even if I don't know them,
generally speaking,
approach me and start having a discussion versus when I'm in the south.
Yeah, we went to Brighton Beach because my cousins live in Crawley, and so we went there, and it was Salah time, and there was a traffic jam, and we were going to miss our Asr by the time we get back to Crawley. So there was what do you call it, an island in the middle, like Green Island in the middle. So what we did was one or two of us got out, like we'll just read namaz there. No joke, one or two of us got out. Before you knew it, 20 to roughly 25 people, Pakistanis, Arabs, others, they got out, and we actually did a Jamaat there. And when we said Salam finished, we were walking back, and no joke, the white people there, they were clapping and saying well done, and because they liked seeing the Jamaat in formation. For a person who's not seen it in real life, it's a really powerful image. Plus the tilawat of the Quran. So the thing is, isn't it great? What are you smiling at? Somebody else.
We had an intruder about his return.
The intruder. Well, who was it? So we call him in.
It was
join our podcast.
I'm not allowed to mention names.
Oh, not allowed to mention names. What?
A bit late for that, isn't it?
Okay, so the thing is that anybody can join our podcast.
Don't mention my name.
Okay, so Billy,
Doc.
What are you? Okay,
I don't know.
Azra Saab. So no, I think like when we go to countryside parks, we on purpose say hello to people there, and then they start chatting, and we say hello for 2 minutes. They want to chat for 2 hours, and it's good to share. I've traveled like half the world. And sometimes I've mentioned this quite often recently, maybe because the lockdown is getting to me and I'm thinking about my holidays now. And the thing is, I went to, for example, Gran Canaria. I'm telling you, beautiful island, same time zone as the UK, and it's a Christian island.
Yeah.
It used to belong to Morocco. But then the Spanish stole it. And so, where Tenerife, Ibiza and all those clubbing islands, so Gran Canaria is the largest island there, but it's not like clubbing like the other lot. So when we went there, me and my wife went there, so she's wearing hijab, I'm wearing a beard, etc. So
you're wearing a beard?
Yeah, wearing a beard. So
touches it on.
Yeah. So then when we get on there, I am telling you, seriously, because they don't see many Muslims there, we got loads of attention, like when we went on the coaches or the bus to these trips, and there were these small cute towns, like really nice towns, churches in which you see the kids like in a line. Have you seen the masjids? You don't see a lot of like that in England, but over there they're actually practicing Christians, massive crosses there, magnificent churches there, all dressed up, and there's celebrations and you name it. So we were there, and they appreciated it. And when it was the mass time, we would pray even in public. I'll be the imam, of course, and my wife be the muqtadi. And then basically we do Jamaat, and then we know as soon as you say salam and you turn around, the people are going to ask you questions. Oh, what are you doing there? And all these guys, and you tell, and then they chat, and you tell them about Islam. Oh, that's nice. And so, so I mean, maybe if the whole of we weren't picking on Longsight, but it just came to my mind, like Longsight while we were in Cheetham Hill. If imagine all of us went there, maybe it may not be the same thing. But because there's some of them.
I've got a very interesting question here. Okay, our Aqidah books say that a person who I'm going to drive the talk now to adrift now, but it's linked to what you're saying.
Okay,
our Aqidah books say that if anyone on the day of Qiyamah wakes up and he had never ever received any type of information about Islam, he'll be questioned about Allah Ta'ala.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, you're saying that you've travelled half of the world, and you've travelled to where Muslims and where Muslims have like rarely been.
Yeah.
Do you think that still applies today? That Aqidah thing that I've just mentioned?
Yeah.
In the 21st century that we're in today?
Yeah.
Do they still apply?
So there's two opinions that I know of, and you can share yours. You want to share yours first?
No, I remember having this discussion, maybe with yourself in the past, where...
then we'll probably have the same opinion.
One of the opinions is, if a person has not been made aware, even in this day and age, of Allah and
the real Islam, only got the distorted version,
received the message, then that person, I think one of the opinions is that that person, it doesn't, the Jahannam and all of that stuff
doesn't apply. Yeah, no application.
No,
Yeah.
that's not the question. Okay, the question is those areas on the earth where people have not received any source of Islam.
That's the
Don't look at what type of Islam.
Yeah.
Just Islam on its own.
Mm.
Full stop. Okay.
I think that's what we're saying though.
No, you're
So,
saying your own
okay,
version.
let's not say type. Let's just say Islam.
Okay.
Islam.
It's the
So
same-
is your
it's the same
question-
opinion.
My question is: any person on the earth who has not received any
Message of
information,
Islam.
literally no information of Islam, okay, do you think that is still applicable today to say that? Is it correct to say that there are places on the
Yes.
earth where people have not received any type of Islam
Yes.
today?
Very
Yeah.
isolated, but yes.
I would actually say that reason being is because I have a friend in Argentina. Yeah,
Oh,
and
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know her. Okay,
Yeah.
and she tells me about how, people haven't got a clue about. So I said, don't you guys have television, but who's gonna
No one watches.
who's gonna switch to those channels? Plus, are those channels, Islamic channels, available in there? She comes from a small town, or not from a large city as well. I don't know what the system is over there. You go into the Amazon jungle, go past Brazil, etc. Yeah, you go to Aborigines, you go to Tibetan mountains, you go to other places. Yeah, of course.
communities there.
Islam will spread to every nook and corner of the world, according to Hadith, definitely,
Yeah.
But has it at the moment? There's still some people who just don't know. The reason why we talked about the distortion version is that's more safer, in it, because with media and everything, yes, it has spread quite a bit. So even Aborigines have a mobile phone. Yeah.
So that's why leads to the actual question I'm coming to is the clothing part. Now, those areas where Islam hasn't been there, how should a person, imagine if that was a town, you're the first Muslim going there, I'll give you the scenario now, how should you dress and how should you act?
Okay, so I was in Agadir and there was this like theatre company there, and I was just, to be honest, in the restaurant being an idiot and making my mum happy and laugh, yeah. But this theatre company was looking at what I was doing, and I mean there was other people there. I had like some non-Muslim friends there and some Muslim friends there, etc., who I just made on the spot basically, and they said, hey, you look like a entertainer. And I go, no, I'm not, because we have a company, a stage, a theatre, stuff, and in our town we've never had, in north of England, we've never had a brown guy. And he said, we once had a black guy coming, we invited him, and everybody was crazy about him, like sitting with him, chatting with him, saying, would you like to come? And I said, what kind of place? He said, I said, do you serve alcohol in there? He said, yeah, alcohol all round, free on the house. I said, no, that's not what I meant. What I meant is that, I wouldn't want to be in a certain environment like this. And then I thought to myself, this is north of England. I forgot the name of it's a very small town. You can call it a village. Yeah, they're like one church and one, like one of everything. So the thing is, I was thinking I should take up the offer. I mean, why not? Let them see a Muslim in there. But I will be dressed like, with a buggery or, like a full beard, full on, full jubba. Why not?
Yeah, that's the issue, because today imams, we say imams should be up to date.
Yeah.
Okay. Now they're dressed in that certain dress code that they have.
Do you know what I would say? I would say imams have to be imams have to be suited, booted, tied. Yeah. Well, tied is ikhtilaf, but suited and booted. Yeah, and no hats on amongst the young Muslim youth.
That's how they become aspirational.
Yeah, for the young Muslim youth with beautiful cars just like yours. But with the others, like when you're with the non-Muslims, on purpose, John Bujka, like on Brighton, on the pier, my cousin, what are you doing? It was namaz time as well, and I read namaz there in the crowd, and people were walking past looking. No problem, let them look, let them ask questions. I did that in Blackpool. There's some racist people there as well, but I thought the Pakistanis conquered Blackpool. But anyway, so the thing is, they're swarming everywhere there.
We did it in Alton Towers.
You did Alton Towers?
Yeah.
Oh,
we were in Alton Towers, we read namaz there.
Oh,
and then in Alton Towers, did you...
Yeah. On it.
Yeah, we did that.
Which direction? Okay.
Yeah. On the Alton Towers, one of the, I think from one area to there, you have to go on that thing.
Yeah.
So we were there, we were reading Naats in there.
Why not?
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I think I saw that video when you're in the lifts as well. Yeah.
Just a point on there. When you're in a group, when you're alone, it's fine because you're a single person. But when you're in a group, you got to also be careful not to come across as intimidating. So sometimes the message you're trying to pass about Islam might not necessarily be conveying in the same way to the single person walking past you. All they see is a big group of bearded, scary guys
singing Naats, but
stuff they don't know and understand.
They probably think it's a war anthem.
Yeah, like, this is so you got to be careful. When you're alone, though, it's not. That's not.
But we were out on the tower. No joke. That when we were landing, coming down, right, the worker that was there, she heard us. Actually, we were proper loud. She started dancing.
Seriously?
Yeah, she started dancing. She's like, when she came out, she goes, that sounded very nice.
No, they do that. In fact, there was this, and another place I saw this.
Yeah.
For them to dance is natural.
Yeah.
Like have you guys ever danced? Not in primary school, I'm talking about. Yeah?
Probably.
Primary school, maybe.
Okay.
No.
You would depends what you consider as dancing.
I'm not talking about hadra.
Joy, no, but like moving in joy. Yes,
Yeah.
that's dancing.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone. Hopefully,
Everyone dances. Every
Yeah.
Muslim dances.
Yeah.
Allah Ta'ala has made it in the Muslim to dance. You know how?
How?
I'll tell you. You open the Quran part, you start reading, you start moving.
Yeah. You start moving in.
You naturally start moving. This is I would say, the karamat of the Quran part, the
I
miracle.
thought he was
of the
going to
Quran
say
part.
the Mancunian
Yeah.
Muslims because of
No.
Manchester United, when they score a goal, we all start. Anyway.
But this is the miracle of the Quran part. You start reading, you start moving.
Yeah.
This
No,
is-
that's true. It does happen. See, I'm doing it now when I'm happy. Acha.
But anyway, we're going
Not
off
sure if
topic.
it happens.
But we're going off topic now. But you were saying, okay, with the young, the imams should be
Cool looking.
okay, cool looking, and with the non-Muslims, you should be
Try to stand out.
Cool looking in the traditional way.
Yeah.
right. And about the elderly,
With the elderly.
yeah,
The traditional is fine.
Now he's going to go off one. Then he's going to say elderly. Then he's going to women. Then he's going to say little
the dead.
children. And then at the graveyard. So
How should you dress?
how should you
I'll
dress?
tell you a joke. He was going to Preston. That's a joke. And they were using the Google Maps to go there. And my elder brother, he put in the postcode wrong. So they went there, and they entered a proper dark street, right? And they went right at the end of the street, and they go, and the Google Maps goes, "You've reached your destination," and the destination was graveyard.
That's not funny. How's that funny? That's serious.
No, but it was funny at the time about the Google Maps.
Allah
You-
Akbar. You know, the important thing is, actually, the important thing is, what are we chatting about today? Like last 2 days, we had some really heavy topic.
Yeah.
And today we're supposed to finish the third part of it. Remember, we were talking about it. Me and Billy were talking
Yeah.
about it.
I think
but
it's more relaxed
Then
today.
I think we should relax today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and chit-chat about anything. Maybe the viewers, sometimes, sometimes, what do you call it, Big Brother? The Indians have something else. It's called something else.
Well, I had a topic I
zooming
wanted
into
to-
people.
I had a topic.
Is it a serious topic or is it a happy
But I
topic?
think the topic that we were talking about, clothing.
Okay, no. The real topic we were talking about was today. Now he's smiling. He knows what I'm going to say.
Right.
No, he
What was
changed
that?
his smile. So in other words, he's smiling again. In other words, he was. We thought Bilal wasn't going to come, and so I was interviewing him and his life. This is
Let's
your
do
life.
it.
Yeah.
do it.
So I want to
I'll be
pick
an
on him.
audience.
I want to. I've been wanting to pick on him for a
Yeah.
long time, but I
Go
didn't
for
get a
it.
chance.
Alright,
So everybody was around, but now more people are around. All these viewers.
Yeah,
so,
you could take revenge.
So at university, did you ever like a girl?
Like a girl.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mangni was done.
Huh?
My mangni was done at that time.
That doesn't mean nothing. So you didn't like any girl at university?
I'm giving you an answer. My mangni was done.
Okay, so he
Right.
doesn't want to say. Okay,
So,
data
so
protected.
it's just
Okay, next question. Did
Right.
you ever like a?
GDPR.
Did you
No.
ever like a car?
a car.
Yeah.
Like any car.
Come on, man! It's an open question. Did you like? When you were at university, when you're at school, or when you're at
The car
college,
that
is
I've got
different.
now.
But when
The
you go
car
to
that I've got
university,
now. The car that I've got now.
yeah,
Right, you just sat in, you came with me, right?
Yeah.
That was a car that I used to say that I'm gonna get. at university.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Could you made a better dua for roles? Jalal, okay, fair enough. So you like some cars like looking like that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you like a particular gang which you wish you were part of?
Gang.
Group of people.
A group
not
of people.
necessarily gang. But
Yeah, not gangsters, druggies. I mean,
Like
just a
a
group of people you thought,
people.
I wish I was part of their team, having fun like them.
But that's a very vague question. Okay.
Okay,
Because-
stop.
Now, okay.
So, Bilal, did you ever at university look at a group of people and think, I wish I was mates with them?
university for me was a long time ago now, you know.
For me, it
You're
was
old.
like 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. Not really.
Me, it's even longer.
I was just there with my two classmates.
The
I
thing
was just
is,
with- university life is like that. When you go to university,
yeah, it's not like that. You can easily mingle with the people you want. So it's
Yeah.
like if instead of like being in school and you're like, oh, that group, I wish I'd be part of that. In university, you just go and talk to them, and you're a part of them already. Like,
university life.
very different.
What I've noticed in university is that majority of the time you only hang around with your classmates.
usually. That's
You stay around that circle.
So
and
what
that's
I-
it.
what-
so then
I'm-
you get to know each other quite
Yeah,
already.
but what I'm picking up is like Bilal would like open up his circle, but Hafiz Umair would sort of keep his circle closed. Is that right? And is there a reason for that?
Yeah, there's a reason to that.
Yeah, I know what the reason was. You tell the viewers what the reason
The
is.
reason was because when I started university, I started my Dars Nizami. So I was very occupied. My time was very, very limited. I just you could say in easy words, flew to university. That's what I did because I was so engaged in my Dars Nizami. So I had to keep myself occupied and limited to.
But was there not any other reason?
No, that was pretty much it.
What was the other reason you were going to mention?
The other reason was that, you know, you want to keep away from people who you don't know, and they may turn out to be a bad lot who affect your character, your Islamic character. I mean, a lot of people, you know, it is said, I heard so many sheikhs say this, the best place to lose your iman is university.
I honestly definitely agree to that.
Yeah, because I've seen certain stuff
They're
that happened there.
institutions
Yeah,
to raise atheists.
absolutely.
Honestly, that's my personal opinion on it. But I see them as institutions to raise
Yeah.
atheists because one from pick anyone, your professors to the culture to what they promote to questioning as almost making fun of anyone who believes in God.
Yeah,
Essentially, that's what they are.
But I think when you go to university, what I've noticed is, firstly, you need to have strong iman. Secondly, when you go to university, what I've noticed is, a person shouldn't be shy. He should be outspoken and should be able to put the other person, like, be one-to-one and just say what he needs to say. Because I was in the classroom, I'm within my Sharakmi's Bobby, okay? And what I noticed was that people in the class would just pick on me, try to put me down, as though that you don't know what the subject is, okay, including the teachers. I said, okay, then,
Wow.
if you're going to do that, okay, then, let's have a reaction. So what I would do is I would prepare my work, and then I would question the teachers that would put them down. Okay,
How do you know the teacher was trying to put you down?
you just tell when a person is doing it. You just have that feeling that this person is trying to, just pick on you all the time. Like, for example, you need to ask a question, just keep asking the same person after every 10-15 minutes. Why would you do that?
I actually
That's why I
can
learned
relate
in
to
uni.
that. Yeah,
Well, that's why I learned in uni that don't be shy, right? Because if you be shy, people will just, eat you.
but on the other side, don't be ferocious,
Yeah.
but be yourself.
Yeah.
The problem, I'll tell you what the big problem that I usually come across is, in fact, Hafiz Zair said this to me once. He said, when you go to Manly Park Primary School,
Yeah.
and when the kids come out after school,
Yeah.
look at the reaction of the non-Muslim parents compared to us lot. Mostly it's Pakistanis there.
Yeah.
Your kids will come out. How you doing, Dad? I'm okay. Come on, let's go home. Yeah, they're okay. With the non-Muslim white children especially, they will be hard, yeah, today, they'll pick them up and swirl them around and be very extravagant about it. Us lot are a bit so modest and stuff like that. Be yourself. the first of all, when I went to, I lived in certain white areas and went to colleges full of white people, or even the university stuff. I found that first of all, I was a bit reserved because I didn't know what to expect. Yeah. So when you said strong iman, I would be more detailed and say taqwa. Yeah, just to be careful.
What does taqwa mean?
Yeah, well, taqwa means, you know, like fearing Allah, being very careful.
Yeah.
Because iman is a bit broad, isn't it? So I was thinking, okay. So then I found that I was slightly a loner at one time, because my father used to, due to his work, move like every 3 years a house. It was very hard to stick with friends then, yeah. And we never used to have mobile phones all the time in those days. So then make new friends and all this kind of stuff. And in the places where I seemed a little like reserved, I had like gangs trying to bully me, yeah. And I still remember this very, very vividly. I went to a place where I don't name the other group. I'm not going to say whether they were white or black or brown or yellow or whatever, but I'm just going to say there were like two big groups there, right? And one was they called themselves the donkeys. Maybe their parents say, "Oh, Koteo." And they say, "Where the donkeys are." They in those days they had flick knives, you know, leather jackets, you know, and all that kind of stuff, and cars that they were trying to start off. But anyway, so in the dinner queue of all places, there was some people trying to push in the dinner line, and I said, like, "What are you doing?" Suddenly, just kicked off. Yeah, so I was in a punch up there, and suddenly the guy threatened me, like, after school today, all my gang's coming. I said, well, all mine is too, and I never had one. I was thinking about the angels.
Yeah.
Yeah, please Allah, send that gang. So anyway, and at the same time, for God's sake, for some strange reason in the dinner queue again, I had to punch up with another guy, and he was from the other gang, so the two big gangs there, I was supposed to take him on after school on my own, along with all the angels. So then I was thinking, you know what, you gotta face your fears. That's what my dad used to say, and I was gonna literally do this.
Yeah.
So I came up, I said, you know, and I was looking around, I said, where are they? They're not on the football pitch. They said they were going to meet me there. I said, this is a bit weird. And I thought they might jump me here or there. And then, no, nobody there. And I came back home. Next day, I went there and I saw them. I said, where were you? Yeah, as if I came with the gang. They said, you know what? Nah, we thought you're a cool guy. You know, like it's because, you know, I was like, I'm not joking. I was being myself. I was being, you know what? Yeah, okay. You know when you're upset about something, and I actually did believe that Allah will send some angels, off duty, send some angels, Honestly, I believed that, and they actually believed that I had a gang. And I thought,
this is why, you know, I was watching this video, and I checked up on it as well. The World Economic Forum, okay, they've put it in their list of what is the future for generations, what is required for people to have in the next 20 years. It's not education. Education is not what the Economic Forum needs. They need people with skills. Okay, like the skill that you're talking about, skill that you're talking about just there.
Yeah,
like, you know, how is power put in a skill, like you know, influential skills, right? Being
but that's the
clever,
reality.
Right. These are all those skills that you need, and for a student who's going to university, they need to understand that, you know, don't be shy, have those skills to stand out.
But you know, at university, people people go there to get a piece of paper. That piece of paper might get you a job interview. The reality is that piece of paper is worthless when it comes to actually doing your job.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people don't look back at their university work. I even know doctors who don't do that.
Yeah, and so actually the only benefit I would say university has is teaching you, one, to become independent, and two, it teaches you a lot of skills such as problem solving, managing, time management, because a lot of the times you're having to do a lot of work in short periods of time.
But even with that, I'll kind of disagree with you. When I was at university, I had many assignments, okay? no joke, majority of the students, what they do, they'll do all the assignments on the last day.
Yeah. That's normal.
Okay,
that's
right.
typical
So,
of human behaviour, isn't it?
I think to say that time management in university, it kind of does. I don't agree with that.
Well, time management meaning
Okay,
between
to
clubbing
be the
and
best
between
student,
class.
to be the best student, if you want to be the
depends.
best student, okay,
Yeah.
then you'll see a person with time management getting all his assignments done before and then preparing for the exam properly. But majority of university students, okay, you'll see them doing the assignments lastminute.com.
How many kids out of 100 would you say go to university for the true purpose of learning skills and education? Most kids, I remember from my time,
Yeah.
go there to have a great time away from their parents.
That is very true. That
yeah.
is, I know a student who's in my class who was parle darje da, I would say pal. That's the word that I've got for him. Right, in class, swearing, giggling, laughing, wherever you see in the canteen, in the library, he's just laughing, right? And you're like, and then you find out he's been clubbing, and then blah blah, all of that. And I was surprised that I actually saw him in the third year final exam. I'm like, how did he get from there
Because
to there?
the students, the thing is,
Yeah.
also that's actually a good point to mention.
Yeah,
At least in the first year, and maybe up until year 2,
yeah,
they take it for a ride, right? But by year 2, also the work
Yeah.
that they're getting is you can't do it in one night,
Yeah.
right? It's 3, 4, 6 months projects that you got to be turning up for daily or regularly for the sessions to actually collect the research and produce a paper. And so by year 3, a lot of them do end up being serious.
Yeah, pulling up their pants and
Pulling
thinking,
up
you
their
know
pants and getting
yeah.
on with it.
Yeah.
But that's just the natural progression of a student
but
career.
plagiarism is a lot in uni as well.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. You get hand downs from people you know in years above.
Yeah,
Yeah, we all heard about how to steal, the answers.
That's
So,
always
yeah.
going to be there.
But one thing, I would say 50-50 in my experience. Some like 50% roughly would go for fun and 50% because they need a career, they need income. But it's mostly they're looking at money
What did
or
you do in
status.
university? What did you do in university?
I did a few different things, but one was...
Your main degree. You say the main degree. But what was the main degree that you did?
I switched, I would say Islamic studies.
What you do?
I actually
What
went
did you
for
switch
undergraduate. Is that I was in aeronautical engineering,
right.
and my dad said, "What are you going to do with that?" I said, "Dad, I had a cool dad." I goes, "Dad, have you heard of NASA? Oh, the one who go to the moon." He said to my mum, "Tosana beta chanda pajasi." Okay, that's fine enough. Okay, but the thing is that one of the things I had problems at university because we had so many different types of people there. We had hippies there, with spliffs and drugs and stuff. We had Hell's Angels type people there. We had like a really staunch practicing Christian. These Christians would go to church, forget just Sundays, 7 days a week. And when they invite you to their homes, they got crosses and candles everywhere, and they're properly practicing. So I found them quite interesting. We had like the Jesus Army.
Yeah,
we
the
had
Christians. the practicing Christians, because I've been a chaplain, right? I've seen them. They have Monday prayer, Tuesday prayer, Wednesday prayer, Thursday prayer, Friday prayer, Saturday prayer, and then the big prayer on Sunday. Okay, so they have that kind of stuff, right? But for university, I don't know. I haven't seen any practicing Christians there.
Practicing Christians at university are rare.
Are rare.
Nowadays.
Practicing Muslims are rare as well.
Yeah.
But the reason why I'm going on about university is I think those people who got that far, or even went ranting raving at college, a later stage, that's like the turning point of a lot of people's lives. Like Bilal was saying, like your personality is affected and it changes. So what I was interviewing Hafiz Umair about was, did you change? Did you come back as a new, better, or other type of person? No, you were the same.
Same.
I thought that.
Same.
So right, let me switch the
But
interviews.
also the thing is, he probably didn't integrate into university.
He didn't.
life.
That's the point. He did.
the
I know
point
you
where-
would. I know I would. But Hafiz Umair, and it depends on different. Your brother Hafiz Uzair, who we were was supposed to interview as well. Hafiz Uzair, he did. Him and his friend Said, they did look into different areas of life. I have,
but they didn't get involved in uni a lot as well. They were just class back home. They were more like that as well.
but they were into dawah. They were into, triggering
Well,
something off.
that leads to the question that should a person who's, for example, lives in Manchester, goes to a university in London, okay, should he join those societies whom Aqeedah is a bit fishy?
If you have done your stuff like you were doing Dars in Zamia, I
Yeah.
did some Islamic courses. I would meddle around with the Scientologists, with the Jesus Army. I was with with the hippies as well. Because they have their festivals and stuff like that, and they're very. You know what? Seriously, they're very easy to convert. It's unbelievable. Because they believe in spirituality but not religion. Yeah, so it's quite easy, the indoor. And also, there's loads of other types of people there. I mean, it depends on your individual personality. If I'm a very, introvert person, then I'm not going to, really handle everyone.
It depends. I think some people are introverts in certain situations, but extroverts in other situations, right?
That's true.
Like, you can't just say, if someone, people
Yeah.
used to like to bucket people, oh, this
Yeah,
guy's an
yeah.
introvert.
No,
that's
that's
not the way it works.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that myself. Like, with certain groups of people, a person can be an extrovert. And then with a completely different environment, they'll be an introvert. And
You know how I find that? Going on holidays. Yeah, it depends on the company, the people, the environment.
Yeah.
Like when I go to Turkey, it's like my second home.
Yeah.
I've been there
Same.
that many times. Plus
Same.
my brother-in-law's Turkish,
feel
and
at
plus I
home.
know people shoot there and stuff. You just feel I'm not joking. When I go to Arabia, Saudi Arabia, I'm like at home because I've been there that many times. When I go to Pakistan, I'm like at home. When I went to Gran Canaria, didn't really feel at home. Yeah, but the thing is, people there made me feel at home. Yeah, when I went to Norway, that was a bit odd.
I think that's the
Yeah.
point I was going to mention, right? It's your environment either encourages you or discourages you to be
Yeah.
an open participant.
Yeah, including work.
Yeah.
I was when I was working in one office of the government. I was like really chirpy. Used to go on my bike and used to mess around and have fun and all, and make open speeches against the team leaders. Yeah, which other people wouldn't. But I knew I was going to leave soon. So anyway, but the thing is, when I went to another office, I was bored out of my head. And the people, you want to say good morning with a smile on.
And everyone's
Good
like,
morning.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Or somebody morning. I was like, yeah. Some just look at you.
It's the energy of a place, isn't it? Like,
Absolutely.
it
absolutely.
really impacts you.
Yeah, and I think when I'm saying being yourself, it also means being appropriate, but it means being yourself as you are yourself. Like, for example, okay, put it this way. I want to have fun with mum. She's elderly. How do you have fun with mum?
Spend time with her.
Spend time.
Chat with her.
Sometimes you chat with her and you say the wrong thing. She goes, "Oi, you upset me." I go, "Mum, I didn't mean it." Well, don't do it again. You did it 4 times already. So do you understand? It's like, so there are certain barriers to being yourself. Like, for example, we're on podcast here now. Like, if all of this was taken out and if Naveed Bhai was put in the other room, yeah, then all of us would be talking a little different.
Well, I'm not even talking. Doing things differently.
Doing
right?
things different.
Like,
Yeah. We wouldn't be sitting in the same place.
Like a mayor, like he's done certain things that were just.
Oh, do you
hilarious,
want to show
but
me?
You probably wouldn't do it.
Like,
on
go
a
on, stand
podcast.
I've seen that.
But you
I
know what I'm
see.
talking
I
about, right?
think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but the thing is that he doesn't need to feel shy now.
Promo.
Yeah, promo. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. How's Mary? Is your mum listening to this? Is she watching this?
Might be, I don't know.
Oh, might be. Oh, yeah. But I didn't know my mum was tuning in yesterday.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
because my missus just passed it to her and went out shopping here. You look at him, I can't be bothered. Anyway, so now and then I found out that they've then been sending it to all over the place, including Pakistan, you
Yeah.
name it. And I thought, then I thought to myself, was that a good show that we did yesterday? The 3 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I thought, then it occurred to me, yeah. But if I think, like, forget the TV and we're just having a chat, then you're being your real self. But then you may say something inappropriate, and no matter how many disclaimers you make. But the thing is, you cannot my point is, you cannot totally be yourself, because it may be inappropriate, which is okay, which is fine.
But that's okay, right? Like, that's not you trying to put on a face or like a different personality to what you are. You're just behaving in an appropriate manner based on the people you're sitting with and the environment you're in.
But that leads to the thing that doesn't that contradict the principles of tasawwuf?
Go on, tell me.
Right.
I know where he's going to, but
You know where I'm going to.
Let's go.
Okay?
Go on.
Do you want me to go?
Go on, let's kill it.
Go for it.
Alright, fine. Okay, then. The principle of tasawwuf is wherever you are from inside, be that of your outside as well.
Yeah.
What if you're inside, you're just already saddle and like crying?
Okay, so whatever you do,
Would you upset your mum
bad
then?
about yourself?
Right? If you're feeling down, would you do that in front of your mum?
do what?
You know, I'm a gloomy so I'm going to make you gloomy now, mum, if you hang around with me.
Usually you tend to control sharing such emotions unless it's something you need to share with someone.
I think even with tasawwuf, I know what Hafsab is trying to say. Even with tasawwuf, you know, my niece and nephew, when I sometimes mess around at home, they say, Mamu, you have no shame. Yeah, when they say that, I think, I'm being myself. Yeah, and then my mum tells me off. She goes, are you their age? I go, but mum, I want to relate to my niece and nephew. I want to be their age. I want to be, don't, So, for example, when you see me in the park, those are my friends or family who see me in the park. They said, when they see me in an Islamic class, I'm different. I'm not being not myself, but I'm trying to bring that part of myself out, which would be, and here's the point with the tasawwuf then, as you said, you hit it, let's hit it, which would be most pleasing to Allah. I rather not, we have animal instincts. So for example, say Hafiz Umair goes to university, and he goes and he looks at all the girls and he steals all the cars, and he wants to be all the gangs, why? Because he say, you know what, at base level I'm an animal, right? Or manimal. I'm a manimal. Okay, but he wants to please Allah, so he wants to tasawwuf, he wants to bring out that part of him to dominate in his personality, which would be pleasing to Allah, hence the way of tasawwuf. So if you say to me, I want to be myself, then the day you were born as a baby, what did you want? Like milk, food, cry,
You're a product of the experiences.
Absolutely, that's as you grow up. But if we were all babies now, right? Okay, look, if I want to be, let's be a bit like, he shared the topic now, I'm going to hit it. Okay, what do we really want? What do humans, like, generally speaking, now nobody can say no to this, because we all want food, we all want water, and we want loads of food and loads of water and loads of desserts and cakes and sweets, and we're not going to think about rotting teeth or health being broken. We want happiness, any kind of happiness. Not just with my own wife, even the ones who are haram. I want, drive fast. Not just in my car, but in your car. In your car, if I crash it, I don't care, because I want it. It's like, as a baby, what are you? Your basic instincts. Me. It's like your greed, your lust, all your desires, and his selfishness. It's all to do with me. If you want. Now, the point is that something which is being you? And if it is, then what's the point? Like, why would you want to be you if that is you? Or would you want to progress and change?
If what you are actually like is horrible, or whatever.
No, but forget horrible. We all like that as babies.
I'm talking even grown up. I'm saying if what your inner self is like is something you don't want to be, then in that way it's better to aspire to be something else. Absolutely. Now here's the point regarding the, like, you can say the break line. What's after that? After that is like this. There are people who actually fake it. On the other side of the coin, they actually fake their lives. They fake who they are at home. I mean, seriously, I've got friends who are like this. Happened with a presenter recently. When he'd basically been in a marriage for like 20-30 years with kids, and he ended up coming out as not interested in the other sex. But you're
so
right.
He's pretending to be something that he wasn't.
A whole life though.
He said, no, you talking about a whole life.
Yeah, I mean, my comment, or open comments, it's podcast. If they can do it on TV, you can do it here. Do you need a disclaimer for this? Is he wasn't really like that. Anyway, he's pretending now. Get it? He's now pretending
he's
to be
pretending now.
something. Yeah, now he's pretending. Anyway, so the point
Media
is,
attention.
yeah, no, but the point is, that's a point of view, isn't it? It's like a political point of view you can give. But the truth of the matter is, why are we being political? We can be diplomatical, yeah. But the thing is that how about not being fake? Like, I mean, how many people? Let's be a little honest. There's 3 of us here. We may represent 100 people each here. Now, when we say this, how many people do we know that are fake? Now, think about this now. Sometimes we're fake ourselves, yeah? So do we have a reason for it or no reason for it? If it's a legitimate reason, I wouldn't call it fake. Yeah, I would say being appropriate. But if it's an illegitimate reason, meaning, like, for example, you're acting, talk about the tasawwuf, more holier than thou.
Well, the point I was going to make about that, good thing you mentioned just that, is, I think we mentioned in the past about dua, right? And we said, a person doing dua with all his kind of real focus, right, versus an imam who does it almost out of habit now, right?
Yeah.
So could you say he was faking it?
He's singing it.
He's just,
he's rhyming it.
Doing
it's poetry, man.
Doing it, getting on with it.
Because we do that sometimes. Okay, come on.
But that happens everywhere. I think
that's the
whichever
thing, right?
field you're in,
Yeah.
okay, the more the problems or the environment that you see, it becomes a norm to you. If whatever is happening around your area, your environment, it becomes a norm to you.
So are we faking namaz? Because we've been reading it that long and 5 times and you hardly ever miss it. The point
How
is...
How many people do you think have khushu in their namaz?
That's what I was going to come to. Okay, so I know guys, you would know people as well. Like, I know people in my relatives, family, and even amongst my friends and neighbours who... You know certain things about them, or they've presented themselves in one way when you're in one situation, but when suddenly somebody comes in the room, they suddenly change. Now the thing is, they didn't need to change, but they did change. Why? Because here's the illegitimate reason: they wanted something from that person, and I'm going to go a step further, haram, meaning wrong, against the Sharia. So you the way I would sort of round this off is, be yourself and you would be happy in yourself. If you fake your life and trying to on the side also get something which is illegitimate, then you're always going to be sad. In other words, the 3 of us are sitting now, are we we're trying to be appropriate because of we're being watched, but even if we weren't being watched, how do we react? If we're a little different, fair enough, that's not faking, that's just being appropriate. But what if one of us was sitting here alone with our mobile phone or our laptop? Well, then what are we doing? Do you understand what I'm saying?
What about being yourself is just means that being a sinner and following your desires, and if that's how people are alone, as you're saying, then would you really want to be yourself?
Yeah, but now I'm going to tell about the tasawwuf, like Hafiz Sahib hit, because that's a really deep point. When you're alone, and there's something inappropriate on your mobile phone, and you think, let me click it to see am I fake or not. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. It doesn't make sense? Okay, so let's just say there's something inappropriate. There's something appropriate and inappropriate. I think if I click on the appropriate, then I will never be able to check whether I have done some level of tazkiyah. So if I click on the inappropriate and I don't look at it, then I know I've done that level of tazkiyah. For example, I know guys who live in certain parts of the world with their sheikh, with their murshid, and they're very holy. When they come to visit us in England, my God, they're looking everywhere. They can't control their eyes because one of them, he said, we came back from Umrah, and he goes, Khalid bhai, I go, what happened? Why are you upset? I ruined my Umrah. I go, why? I saw the air hostess. Okay, just ask Toba then. No, but I feel so bad inside. That bad feeling inside is really good for him, because if that bad feeling stops, then it'll be very bad.
But a lot of students in university go through that.
They do.
What you're talking about there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because they'll be mingling with people whom they don't know.
Yeah.
They'll start using the phone the start. I've seen it myself. Students having inappropriate talks with the teachers, with the lecturers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if it's a biology teacher.
Right. No, any. When I was look, I did a business management degree, and I seen it. People, students, okay, Muslims, having inappropriate talks with the lecturers.
Yeah.
That's part of the
okay.
whole
So then,
environment.
what you're saying that at that moment in time, how can a person be himself?
Meaning, how can you fortify yourself? Like Ramzan Sharif is so that we can carry on controlling our eyes, ears, tongue, stomachs, etc. But then afterwards, what's going to happen?
You know what it is? It's about making sure that you surround yourself in the right environment. It's very simple. Because the thing is, you can try that, right? But I'll tell you, out of 100 people, probably one or two.
I agree.
Right,
I agree.
are actually to that
Because
level where they can control.
With this phone that we have today, okay, the smartphone or the smart world that we live in today, for a person to protect his eyes, okay,
very difficult.
Both genders, okay, it is close to impossible now.
It's not just sexuality. There's another area as well. You know, like some people lust after like beautiful mansions or cars. Some people lust and are greedy for fame or personality. Like, oh my God, look, everybody
Status.
Yeah, everybody loves them because they're so not just beautiful or rich, but they're powerful.
Authority.
Absolutely. You know,
so you know the phone. Like you can do so many. How would I say haram things with this one phone? Not just using the eyes.
And you know,
it's become so easy.
That's the point, right? In the past, if you wanted to do sin, like I don't know, watch something inappropriate, you'd have to go to certain places to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And people, especially
it was difficult, wasn't it?
When the TV room for you to sin.
It was the
difficult for you to
downstairs
sin.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward a few decades, you have a TV within your living room, and people can now are being shown. You know, during whatever they're watching, inappropriate ads or whatever it is, right? So it's becoming more difficult to avoid sin. Now, fast forward even to now, to the point where you can be in your room or in a small area within your house, isolated, and be able to do those same sins without anyone in the house even knowing that you're doing that sin. And so the point probably to make is, just as it's become so easy to sin, how do we make it so easy to stay away from sin as well?
The sheikh from California, he's got a college.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So his point is a brilliant
last time said more clues.
Right, okay. Brilliant point he made. He goes that the smartphone is such a thing that you don't need two people to do ghibah anymore.
Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah,
you don't need two people to do ghibah. You could just be sat there commenting on people's videos.
Absolutely.
And doing ghibah about that person.
Yeah. And the ghibah, according to Hadith, is worse than zina.
Yeah.
And people don't realize how bad it is. Yeah. You see.
So linking in with the university student. How can a person protect himself?
So the phone,
with the environment, with the smartphone, with all of that going around him, a person who's at university. What advice would you give?
With phones, let's start with the smartphone, right? Because we've been discussing it. With phones, now they have the capability to be able to block certain.
I knew you were going to say that, but people don't allow that on.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's about sincerity. It goes back to
take
sincerity.
it off again.
It goes back to sincerity. How sincere are you in, you know, trying to stop yourself from seeing inappropriate content? If you like, you don't need to do it yourself. If you're saying, "Oh, it's going to put it back on," you know, one easy way to do it is all these apps can be now password locked, right? And within the settings, so you don't need to do it individually. Within the settings, you choose which apps are available for you to use, and that password you don't need to tell anyone specifically. Ask someone you know to literally just set a password and forget about it. Even if they forget it, it's actually good because you won't be able
even
to
that the solution that you're giving is only limited. But there is so much that you can do with the phone. You could block that website, but how many how many apps or how many apps or how many websites are you going to block?
You can block apps from being downloaded from the App Store, and you can make it only accessible. So you can make it a whitelist of only the apps that you have on the whitelist are accessible. So maybe you have a message app, or you have to phone, but really the basics.
Yeah.
The rest you can
Dawat
block.
Islami have a brilliant app for that.
Yeah.
But here's the point. Are you going to do it?
Well, that's the thing. It goes back to sincerity. How
Yeah.
sincere are you in correcting yourself?
Now, how do you actually stop yourself? Yeah.
Surround yourself in the right environment. Honestly, that's probably the.
Sometimes you're in the wrong environment
Yeah.
because you have to go to Asda.
But you know, like for example, okay, moving that forward, okay, university student, okay, he goes to university, he sees the Imam Sahib there who says read namaz because the Quran says inna salat tanha anil fahsha wal munkar. The namaz protects you from all bad habits. Now his bad habit is not going.
Yeah.
Right, he's gonna automatically at university go to the atheist side.
Well, not
I don't
necessarily
think so.
totally, because
But-
he's going to say, I'm not
very
reading my
quickly.
namaz properly, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, but here's, like, what are the all-time 1-1 solutions? One of them, that I like as a best one, because I think the time is short now, but as a best one,
Yeah.
I would say is Tawbah. Even if you are not sincerely saying Tawbah, just to say Tawbah is the effort that you put in, but just saying Tawbah insincerely. Now think about Allah's mercy compared to your insincerity. That's one thing. And there's other things. On the other strand, some people would say, get a murshid, get a P-Sab.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again,
That's another.
Well, finding one is
so-
the problem.
yeah, finding one is an issue at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, okay, that's fine.
But one thing I was going to say is keep on reading Durood. I truly believe if a person loves the Prophet Muhammad
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
eventually his heart will change.
Okay, I was going to come to that. We hear this day in and day out in our circles, loving the Prophet ﷺ. But let's be a little honest. Yeah? Loving the Prophet ﷺ means you love him more than anything and everyone else after Allah. Yeah? Okay. Now, that's not exactly the case until you've been through some grueling. Like the one who you loved the most broke your heart, then you're going to think about loving the Prophet. So let's be about when you're not on a comfortable sofa and in a beautiful home with gas electricity, then you're going to think
You know what? I'll tell you, okay, how you know you love the Prophet ﷺ more than anyone. Okay, I'll give you a way.
Go on.
This I've experienced it myself. Okay, no joke. The Zibak says the Prophet ﷺ said, okay, when you see difficulty and you face difficulty, remember me. Because when you remember me, your difficulty will go less. This is wallahi, no joke. I've experienced that when I was in a very, very difficult situation. Okay, my wife, when she went to Pakistan 2 years ago, she was in a life-death situation.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but at that moment, wallahi, no joke. Okay, I would read just Naat. I'll just read any Naat, and I would start to feel ease.
Yeah. No, that's true. With me,
Okay.
even if I lose the most insignificant thing at home, I start reading Durood Sharif, because
Okay.
the thing is, we're taught like that to do that kind of stuff. Yeah. No, definitely. There's
Why
one.
do you think you need to be at that level of love for a person who's finding it difficult to stay away from sin? The point I was making was essentially with the Durood was, if you're sinning, don't stop doing good deeds either.
Absolutely.
That's the point I want to
Yeah.
essentially make.
I'm gonna. We have we got on our list forgiveness? Have we got on our list? Staying away from sin and doing good. I think Hafiz Zaid put it on. Yeah, you need an entire session on that, because that is just so important. Plus, it's Ramzan Sharif. Plus, that's what we're supposed to be doing, building up our taqwa.
Yeah.
Isn't that the main point of
Well,
fasting?
it comes back to the question: is people with the smartphone, even in Ramzan, can't protect themselves. In the Roza, they're doing the same things.
Habits, isn't it?
Okay, I'll tell you one thing, because we don't know whether we're going to live or die, or
Yeah.
whether have the next podcast session or not.
Yeah.
Just one thing. I asked to Sheikh this question. It's absolutely brilliant answer. I said, us youngsters in England, we can't help sinning, but we don't leave good either. Yeah. And we want totally no punishment on Judgment Day, go straight into paradise. And we want a dalil evidence straight from a Quranic ayah. He said, fine.
Yeah,
And he gave the ayah. Look, Hafiz looked up then. So, well,
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
Were you there?
Yeah.
So he said, that time when the evil raises its head and good comes and knocks it off. That ayah. So at the end of your life, what will happen? Your good and evil have been fighting against one another. And so will Allah help the good win over the evil, or send his angels to help evil win over good? It will be the good that will win over evil. So in all your life you have been a mujahid. In other words, good versus evil. At the end you are either shaheed or ghazi. You are the shaheed or ghazi. You win either way. So if you can't help sinning, don't leave good either.
There you go.
Subhanallah, I'm smelling nice food coming this way.
Subhanallah. But I think we'll have to end here. I think we've had a very good session today, alhamdulillah. But I think tomorrow we'll have to carry on with this subject.
Definitely.
Inshallah.
Okay,
viewers, inshallah, we are going to move to our Quran Pak Tilawat by Qari Jay Sahab, who's just arrived. Allah Ta'ala Qabul Manzoor Farmaye.
Ameen.
Whatever we have said, any mistakes that we've made, we've hurt anyone's feeling, we're sorry about that, but we try our best. Inshallah, please stay tuned. Inshallah, Qari Jay Sahab will be doing the recitation. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam.
Ye hai Naveed-e-Ramzan, ye hai Naveed-e-Ramzan, Naveed-e-Ramzan, ye hai Naveed-e-Ramzan, ye hai Naveed-e-Ramzan. रब का मेहमान है ये, हम पर एहसान है ये, रब का मेहमान है ये, हम पर एहसान है ये, कर लो इबादत तुम, रब का है फरमान। ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान। रब का मेहमान है ये, हम पर एहसान है ये, रब का मेहमान है ये, हम पर एहसान है ये, कर लो इबादत तुम, रब का है फरमान। ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, नवीद-ए-रमज़ान, ये है नवीद-ए-रमज़ान।
अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि ताला व बरकातुहू। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, आज 15 रमज़ानुल मुबारक है और यौम विलादत है आज जिगर गोशा रसूल हज़रत इमाम हसन रज़ियल्लाहु ताला अन्हु का। अल्लाह ताला आज 15 पारे की तिलावत की जाएगी। अल्लाह रब्बुल इज़्ज़त मेरा पढ़ना अपनी बारगाह के अंदर कबूल मंजूर फरमाए और आपका सुनना अपनी बारगाह के अंदर अल्लाह रब्बुल इज़्ज़त कबूल फरमाए।